SNAP benefits lifelines for more than 40 million Americans are once again at the center of national tension. Former President Donald Trump recently declared on Truth Social that the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which expanded by billions of dollars during Joe Biden's presidency, would only continue when Democrats open the government. His post immediately sent shockwaves through millions of families who depend on monthly EBT deposits to feed their households. The statement came amid a prolonged budget standoff that has already thrown essential programs into uncertainty. Behind the political noise lies a serious and immediate reality. Without a passed federal budget, funding for the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the agency that operates SNAP, becomes limited. When appropriations expire, the USDA can only rely on its small emergency reserves to continue partial payments. Once those funds run out, benefit distribution halts until Congress acts. This is not political theater. It's a legal and operational constraint. Trump's message, though clearly political, points to an unavoidable truth: no budget means no money flowing into millions of EBT accounts. The statement about SNAP costs increasing by billions is technically accurate but lacks the deeper context. Between 2019 and 2023, the program's total spending rose from roughly $63 billion to over $127 billion. However, this surge was largely due to temporary pandemic relief, emergency allotments, and a crucial 2021 update to the Thrifty Food Plan. That update was designed to align benefits with modern grocery prices after decades of inflation eroded food purchasing power. It wasn't reckless spending, it was an overdue correction to reflect the real cost of survival. When those temporary boosts expired in 2023, most states saw average benefits fall again, leaving families struggling to stretch smaller budgets across rising prices. Now, amid the shutdown, the USDA has confirmed that contingency funds are covering only about half of November's obligations, around $4 to $5 billion. That means some families are still getting deposits, but many will notice smaller amounts or late arrivals. States are sending alerts, but not everyone gets them in time. Confusion, fear, and frustration are spreading faster than the updates themselves. The most important step for beneficiaries right now is to stay calm and informed. Check your EBT balance daily through your state's official portal or hotline. Don't rely on rumors circulating online. Many are misleading. If your benefits arrive late or are reduced, reach out to local food pantries, churches, or community centers. These organizations often receive temporary USDA supplies during shutdowns. Avoid selling or trading benefits. Doing so can lead to permanent disqualification. Hold-tight payments are being processed in stages as Washington continues its political standoff. This crisis is more than a partisan battle. It's a mirror reflecting how deeply government dysfunction affects everyday lives. SNAP supports seniors on fixed incomes, working parents, veterans, and millions of children. A few days without funds can mean empty shelves, skipped meals, and unbearable anxiety. Local food banks are already running thin, adding millions of households to their load, risks pushing the system to its breaking point. While political leaders argue over power, real people are rationing food and praying their next swipe will go through. Courts have now intervened to keep SNAP partially funded, and more emergency allocations may be released if Congress fails to reach an agreement soon. The administration has pledged weekly updates to states. So while your benefits remain legally authorized, their timing and size depend on the flow of approved funding. This is not a time for panic, it's a time for patience, awareness, and collective support. SNAP isn't just a government program, it's America's food safety net. Every dollar from it supports grocery stores, farmers, and local economies, while ensuring that no child, senior, or disabled person goes hungry. Political fights may slow the system, but they can't erase its moral necessity. Each delay, however, reveals how fragile that safety net truly is when trapped in Washington's crossfire. This situation underscores a deeper issue. Why should the basic act of feeding families be tied to political leverage? Over the decades, both Republican and Democratic administrations have faced shutdowns, but SNAP and similar programs were usually protected because they represent the bare minimum of human dignity. Today's standoff shows how easily even essential aid can be weaponized. Food prices are up nearly 20% since 2020. Rent, energy, and healthcare costs have climbed while wages have lagged behind inflation. For the average SNAP household receiving about $230 per person each month, any disruption can upend their entire budget. When the card doesn't reload, the refrigerator empties. When the deposit delays, parents skip meals so children can eat. This isn't about politics, it's about survival. Moving forward, policymakers must prioritize protecting food security from the chaos of shutdowns. That means creating automatic funding safeguards for nutrition programs, ensuring states have backup reserves, and shielding vulnerable citizens from the shockwaves of partisan conflict. Because hunger is not Republican or Democrat, it's human. Social Security Post will continue monitoring official USDA releases, court rulings, and state-level updates to separate fact from rumor. Stay alert, verify every source, and don't let fear dictate decisions. The system may be strained, but it hasn't stopped. Your benefits are still authorized and will resume in full once Congress acts. Until then, knowledge and caution are your strongest protection. At times like these, clarity and compassion matter most. Millions of Americans are waiting for certainty, not politics, to decide when they can put food on the table. No one should have to wonder if their government will feed them tomorrow. The fight in Washington might be about numbers, but out here, it's about people, and every meal counts.